She arrived at the courthouse in white, not as a symbol of innocence, but to cast herself as the wounded party. Her new husband flanked her, smug and polished, a gold Rolex glinting on his wrist. They sat close, fingers interlaced atop the shiny wooden desk like it was all choreographed for an audience. Leaning in, she whispered, "You'll walk away with nothing. That's exactly what you deserve." I didn't flinch. No reaction. I didn't need to, because when the judge laughed while skimming the final document, I knew the game had ended, and I'd already won. When we first met, I had little more than a rusted garage and a stubborn dream. She believed in me, or at least pretended to. She'd bring me cheap takeout during long nights, tape boxes shut, and call me a genius when I questioned everything. I trusted her. So I made her my partner. I gave her equity, decision-making power, access. But when my company's value crossed $50 million, she stopped talking business and started asking for passwords. One night, I walked into our home and found her so-called business mentor half-naked in our kitchen. She didn't apologize. She didn't even look guilty. "You'll bounce back," she said with a shrug. "You always do." The next morning, her legal team reached out. She wasted no time painting herself the victim. She sold her version of events to whoever would listen. How she was discarded, manipulated, unfairly excluded from the company's success. Of course, she left out her affair, the falsified documents, and the under-the-table attempt to transfer my IP to a dummy corporation with her name on it. I said nothing. I didn't retaliate publicly. I just worked. Quietly, carefully, thoroughly. I filed audits, claimed trademarks, triggered reversal clauses buried deep in our contracts. Provisions she never noticed because she assumed I was still the love-struck fool who'd do anything for her. She believed the company had sold for $99 million. What she didn't realize was that I postponed finalizing the deal until one day after our divorce was finalized. And because of one forgotten document, a post-nuptial agreement she signed during one of our brief reconciliations, she had no legal claim. I told her it was just a precaution. She didn't bother reading it. Just smiled and said, "If it makes you feel better." She should have read every word. She should have been worried. So there we sat. The courtroom buzzed softly. She wore a ring that cost more than her integrity. Her new husband adjusted his sleeves like he ran the courtroom. I just waited. Her lawyer stood and confidently demanded her share. Half of the sale, $49.5 million, citing marital entitlement. The judge reviewed the file, page by page, then paused. A quiet smirk spread across his face. Then came the laugh, low and deliberate. "I'm afraid that won't be possible," he said, laying the papers down. "This document nullifies any financial claims." He turned the binder for everyone to see. Her signature, thumbprint, date, notarized and recorded. She blinked at it, stared, and froze. "This postnuptial agreement," the judge continued, "signed voluntarily and with full consent, excludes the claimant from all post-marital financial assets tied to the business. In plain terms, she's entitled to nothing, not even a souvenir pen." Silence fell like a dropped curtain. Her husband leaned toward her, voice sharp. "Tell me this isn't real." She didn't answer. She couldn't. We both knew it was. Her gaze snapped to mine. I raised an eyebrow, nothing more. She thought betrayal was measured in words. I knew better. The most brutal truths are etched in ink. Reporters flooded the steps as we exited. She forced a smile. Her husband walked off, furious. I passed them without a glance. Peaceful. Final. I never set out to destroy her. I only ever wanted resolution. But some people mistake restraint for weakness, and they never see the trap until the door slams shut behind them. She thought she'd buried me. She didn't realize I'd been holding the shovel all along.